Good evening. Welcome to the Power of Now. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And we just got knocked out.
We froze, babe. We froze. If you can hear us, we apologize. We are having some technical issues tonight. But if you can hear us, I am Coach Mitchell.
I'm Coach Darren. Just go live on
And Coach Darren here. Here we go.
Okay.
Come over here, Coach. We are so sorry. We are having some serious technical issues tonight.
Yes.
So anyway, welcome to the Power of Now, Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesdays. Tonight we have hopefully something enriching for you and something that you can incorporate into your healthy journey. We are going to be talking about some homemade, very natural homemade household cleansers, as well as edibles that you can incorporate in your diet. Coach?
Yes, absolutely. You know, we've been trying to encourage you to go more natural. Now, first of all, this is unbelievable. We do apologize. It seems like something is really trying to prevent us from pulling this thing off. But we're gonna continue to go forward.
We're gonna push.
Yes. All right. So here's the deal. As I mentioned, we try to encourage you to, incorporate more healthy and natural practices, foods, remedies into your lifestyle. And it's really important these days to try to minimize or really try to increase your natural foods as much as you possibly can. Mhm. Because, day to day we're dealing with a whole lot of toxins. And the toxins aren't just in our foods, it's in our air, it's in water, it's in our interaction with other people, it's in the media. So we have to be intentional about trying to counteract that.
Absolutely.
So that's what we try to do here is just share things with you that we learn and that we try to incorporate in, our lifestyle. And the thing about it, why I tend to like it is not only is it healthy, most of the things we talk about are also eco-friendly, so you're protecting the environment. It's also economical, and it also works with trying to establish a zero waste. As I say, zero waste cooking. So tonight we're going to try to, we will show you a couple of things that you can do. One of the things that we're going to share has dual purpose.
Absolutely.
Same ingredients, but it's dual purpose, and it sort of follows the rule of thumb where, I heard someone say years ago, and then I read it in a couple of articles, even by medical professionals, that the rule of thumb should be when it comes to applying things to your skin, you don't want to put anything on your skin that you would not consume, because your skin being the largest organ, it absorbs. So when you buy a lot of, we'll say cosmetics, and this is really true for women, but for men as well, you purchase a lot of cosmetics, some of the chemicals can be absorbed through your skin. Now, some people will say, well, that's not true. The skin has protection, so forth and so on. And my response to that is, how many of you have worn a patch from your doctor that you place on your skin for the medicine to be absorbed through what? Your skin.
Absolutely.
So that pushback doesn't hold any weight. So with that being said, I think the rule of thumb should also be applied in other areas. One of the other things is you really don't want to use anything in your household that you probably could not consume. Now, I know that's kind of a stretch, but you want to try to do it as much as possible. So again, tonight, we're going to show you two things that you can use with the same two ingredients, and it serves two different purposes, and it basically, that rule of thumb is put into place.
Right. And as Coach Darren said, this is a recipe that, you probably have purchased a product with the ingredients that I am about to demo in this particular recipe out of the cleansing aisle at the supermarket or your, whatever, wherever you shop. But they still contain chemicals, right? And I know I am guilty of doing it, but I clean with bleach. Now, we all know that bleach is very harmful to the respiratory system, ammonia. And if, you come from my era, my parents mixed ammonia and bleach together, and that's a cocktail for disaster, and it's very toxic. So anyway, tonight's two mainstay ingredients are orange peels and white distilled vinegar. Only two ingredients you're going to need for a simple recipe for orange flavored vinegar, as well as an orange and vinegar cleanser around the house. All you need is a mason jar, of course, your orange peels, and this is from 4 oranges, and you're not going to throw your oranges away after you take the rind off, because you're going to use that for your jamu juice. Now, you should still have your recipe for your jamu juice. So again, 0 waste. And you'll need a piece of parchment paper just to go between the jar's lid and the product, the liquid, because the vinegar will erode your cap. So you want to make sure you protect your recipe. So you're just going to take your orange peel and you're going to put that down in your mason jar. Try to keep this in camera. And you want to make a really good, a nice sized batch, because you're going to have to let this sit for 2 weeks in order for all of the ingredients to macerate and come together for the solution, as well as for your orange vinegar dressing.
Can I just say something, Coach Mitchell?
Sure.
Yeah. You know what? When I did this before, I let it sit for a couple of days. The length of time will just determine how strong of a vinaigrette you're going to have. So yes, Coach Mitchell says 2 weeks. You can do that, but if you're in a rush, you can probably get by with a couple of days.
You could do a couple of days, and again, depending on the strength of the vinegar that you want, or the orange flavoring in the vinegar, because the vinaigrette, you can embellish it and add other ingredients, or you can add a couple of drops of essential oil if you don't want to wait the full 2 weeks, but you want that orange flavor. You can add a couple of extra drops of orange essential oil. Now, if you're going to use it as a vinaigrette on your foods, you want to make sure that you get edible orange essential oil. If you're going to just use it as a cleanser around the house, you can use orange essential oil and just put it underneath your sink, so that you don't mistaking it for an edible product. So here, all you're going to do is make sure that you add enough vinegar to cover your pill. That's it. That's all you need. 2 ingredients: white distilled vinegar, orange peel. You're going to take your parchment paper, put it over the lid, and then just tighten it. And again, that parchment paper is to protect the lid from the vinegar eroding that metal in your lid. Sit this in a cool place on your counter, out of the way, again, for a couple of days to 2 weeks, and you're going to have some amazing uses for this orange vinegar concoction. Now, what you can do with that, and I told you it was going to have several household uses. You can make, again, a vinaigrette, add equal parts oil of your choice, olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, or vegetable oil, 3 tablespoons of, no, I'm sorry, equal parts, 1-to-1 ratio. So if you want a cup of vinaigrette, you're going to add a cup of, no, that's not right. That's not right, because I'm about to have you drinking oil. But let me just find my recipe, because I think I'm giving you the wrong ratio. Okay, no, it is a 1-to-1. If you're if you're making salad dressing, you're gonna, yeah, it's equal parts oil to equal parts vinegar. So 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of oil. Or if you are, making a meal for a family, you can a half a cup of oil, a half a cup of vinegar, shake it up in a jar real good. You can even add herbs like thyme, basil, oregano, rosemary. You can add whatever herb you prefer to the vinegar. If you're using it as a cleanser, what you want to do is add half vinegar, half of your orange vinegar, to half. Again, it's a 0.5 ratio, half to half ratio. You want to add half a cup of vinegar, half a cup of water, put it in a spray bottle, and you can clean everything around the home in it. One thing that I really like about this recipe is that you can also use it as a hair conditioner. And you can add 1 cup of water, 3 tablespoons of the vinegar to a spray bottle, put it in the shower, and after you wash your hair, you can use this solution to condition and soften your hair. But make sure you rinse it out really well, because it is vinegar and it will have that vinegary smell to it. The orange peel will not take that or eliminate the vinegar smell. So, but again, soft conditions your hair, leaves it soft and manageable. Who knew, right? So one other recipe or use that you can use it for is if you have ants. You can do, again, a 1-to-1 ratio. Put it in a spray bottle, 1-to-1, meaning vinegar and water. Put it in a spray bottle, and you can spread around any doorway or a passageway that the ants may be coming into, and it'll repel them. It'll keep them from coming or entering into the home. If you have ant mold hills outside, you can use 3 tablespoons of this solution to a pot of water and pour it over the ant hill, and the ants will be eliminated. So that's it for this zero waste recipe. Oranges, orange peels, and vinegar is all you need to have a product that has multiple household uses.
And it's natural with no toxins.
No toxins.
And I think that's really important because, and like I said, you reduce your outlay of cash, which is part of what we call the green strategy. Green strategy is also, keeping your green, all right, as you protect the green. So you reduce the amount of toxins inside your home. Again, you reduce your spending, because we've gotten so used to just picking up things, especially things that may say natural on it, or things that may have a fragrance. We go, okay, this is great. But we don't really pay much attention to all the other chemicals in the products that we buy. So again, that's why we're really just trying to encourage you to look at natural remedies. Like I said, vinegar and orange peels. And then you still have the orange, which, as Coach Mitchell said, you'll use it for your recipe. Now, here's the thing. Once you're done with your vinegar, you might be able to get a second batch out the orange peel, but yeah, it's going to be iffy. But you can then use those orange peels for different things. You can still dehydrate them. Uh-huh. You could possibly get, if you dehydrate them and then blend them up, you could possibly still use them in a salad mhm, as an added ingredient. And then you really have zero waste. If you have, if you compost, you could possibly use them, just throw them in your composter. Again, it's doing one thing with multiple benefits. Because prior to this lifestyle, you're now going and doing what? You're buying your salad dressing, you're buying, your cleansers, both which are more than likely not healthy for you. And I just like to, say this, that you also want to factor in, because some people think, oh gosh, I got to go, from 0 to 100. No, it's a slow progression of changing your lifestyle. You begin by simply saying, reset. I'm going to start incorporating things into my home, and I do them, step by step. Some things are going to be a little more difficult because you got to break habits, especially for people who are brand loyal, but it's doable. And, just want to say a couple other things that we want to kind of look to for creating our, homemade products is, besides oranges, pretty much any citrus. Lemons is another great citrus that has multiple uses. So, doing, say lemons with salt. If you were to sprinkle salt on your cutting boards, if you want to restore that wood finish, you could put salt on your cutting board and then scrub it with half a lemon. Again, natural products. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, and if you're into aromatherapy, right now, the orange peel is just, the smell is just so relaxing and so refreshing. And again, that's another use for your orange peel, aromatherapy. And use it as a deodorant. You can drop a couple of pills down into your garbage disposal if you have a garbage disposal, and freshen your garbage disposal like that without having to use chemicals. So multi-functional, multi-purpose, all natural, economical. So it just checks off all of the boxes, and again, we actually bring to you recipes that we use, that we've tried, and that we approve. So
Yes.
I think that's important for you to note, that we're not just bringing you something we found on the internet. These are things that we actually incorporate into our daily living.
Now, you mentioned, aromatherapy. That's the thing. I don't know if you're familiar with using essential oils. I'm going to be doing a session on that, because I think it's important to know that all things that we may assume are essential oils are not. So we need to be mindful. And every essential oil should not be consumed.
As I stated earlier,
Yes.
we don't want to eat something that's not edible.
Right, because some essential oils, even though they're natural, can be very toxic because they're very potent. So, but if you decide, to incorporate essential oils, and I really suggest that you do, because guess what? You can use the essential oils for air fresheners, and you can do it a couple ways. You can, insert them in a diffuser, which they come in all different styles, sizes, decor. Field of Dreams, we do have different, diffusers, and you can get, diffusers where you put the oil on a pad, or you mix the oil with water, and what it does is it just, just puts out a fragrance. Basically, it's like a humidifier, almost like a combination with a humidifier, but it's basically just spraying out, what's the word? Like a condensation smoke. Yeah, mist. Thank you.
Mist.
That has an aroma to it. And I find them very useful, and it's better than buying what? Air freshener in a can.
Yeah.
That, if you look, probably has a bunch of chemicals that you're now inhaling.
Absolutely. The aerosols you want to stay away from. And it also eliminates the smoke. If you're an incense burner, it eliminates the smoke. And over a period of time, that smoke builds up. So you actually stain your walls, whether you realize it or not. And candles, even if you're burning a soy candle, once you blow it out, you still have that residual waxy smell the diffusers, burning the not burning because you're not really burning the essential oils, but when you use the essential oils in the diffuser, you don't have any of that. You know, it's turn it on and the heat actually releases the oils within the oil and the steam, and you have that mist. So it evaporates in the air.
Yeah.
Hi, Demetrius. Thanks for joining. Hi, Pastor. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah. The other thing you could do with the essential oils also is you could put them on a cotton ball. You know, just dab a couple of drops of cotton ball, put them in your dresser drawers if you want to keep them scented, or just hide them in different places. You know what? To keep a nice, pleasant scent. And here's the thing: there are health benefits to using essential oils. You know, aromatherapy is a thing in and of itself, but what we need to understand is when you inhale something, there's a direct connection to your brain, which is why aromatherapy is used in relaxation. And again, it's also healthy without all of the chemicals.
Right. And one other way, and this is for women of a certain age, Epsom salt, put it in a little tin, and lavender essential oil, put about 10 drops in it, sit it on your nightstand, and it will help relax you. And supposedly, and I say supposedly because it did not work for me, but that's because I had an underlying condition, but it is supposed to actually help with the elimination of hot flashes. So do your research on that one. I think if you have the appropriate estrogen levels, it may help with that. But if you are depleted in one area, the essential oil, that actual I guess hack is not going to work. At least it did not for me. But point being, you can also put your essential oils, maybe 10 drops in a little tin with Epsom salt, and you have bath salt.
Yes.
You can use it in your bath, and again, relaxing, relieves tension, depending on which type of essential oil that you use.
And the other thing, keeping with the zero waste, if you're growing your own herbs, which again, something that we recommend because, as we mentioned here, you can use those herbs in plenty of ways. And one of the things, if a plant happens to die, or you can use the fresh herbs, you can crush them up, put the essential oil onto the leaves, and just sit it out. And again, now you have, natural fragrance. Key being natural, it brings you closer to nature, brings you closer to who you actually are without all the man-made toxic chemicals.
Yep, it helps ground you.
Yes.
Okay.
So again, we recommend that you just start incorporating it, step by step, product by product. We'll be bringing more concepts and ideas to you to help guide you along the way. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and look forward to the upcoming class on the introduction to aromatherapy and essential oils.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, that's a fee-based class?
Yes.
That is a fee-based class. So watch out on the Power of Now's page for the invite.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, it's been great. As always, I will post the recipe tonight, and I hope that you incorporate it into your journey, on your health and wellness journey, and that it really enriches your health and wellness journey.
Yeah. And just one thing that you need to, factor in. You hear a lot of people talk about, detoxing, and a lot of times they think about just the food that they're eating. But anything that our five senses interact with needs to be detoxed if we want to do a true detox. So that means things that you touch, that you inhale, that you eat, that you see, and that you hear. That's a true detox because it's all tied together. if people, again, consuming a lot of negativity, say on social media or on TV, guess what? That creates a trigger in your brain, which releases hormones. And again, you might wonder, gee, why am I sick? I eat decent food. Yeah, but you're also absorbing other things, either through your sight, through your ears, yeah,
Through
or
your conversation.
yes. So again, try to do a full cleanse, a full detox, and live a more natural life.
Absolutely. And, I just want to go back to our recipe, our orange and vinegar recipe. Coach, can you hand me the jar? I neglected to say after either your 3 days, however strong you want your vinegar, your orange infused vinegar, you want to strain this after the required amount of time. If it's 3 days or 2 weeks, you want to strain it out and put your vinegar in a jar, and you can sit it on the shelf. It's vinegar. Again, you can add other herbs and ingredients to it, but I just wanted to make sure that I let you know that you do need to strain this. Otherwise, your vinegar is going to become bitter, and you don't want a bitter vinegar or vinaigrette. Okay, so listen, I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, we apologize for the technical issues, but life be lifing. Listen, if you don't start now, there will be no next. So get started on your health and wellness journey and let us help you on the way. Have a great night.